So we have here the CBS single window as well as the Fox early and late windows. So let's go talk about. So most of the country is going to receive the feature game Pittsburgh, Cleveland. If you're either an NFC market team or you're a team at the in your NFC market, but that doesn't matter, to you, because either you're eliminated from playoffs or like other instances. So let's see. So we have. Let's go talk about this. Hawaii's gonna get Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Alaska's gonna get South Carolina, and then we have gonna get South Carolina. It's the NFC West territories of it's of Washington, Oregon, most of California except Larry, it's in Reno, Nevada, California Station, Nevada Station, California. And then we have a little bit of Nevada gets a Phoenix, Arizona Station. No, most of Arizona except for a little bit that gets a four-corner station like New Mexico, Utah, Colorado. Most like Utah or New Mexico. And then we have most of Idaho except for Larry, it's Utah Station, and then most of Wyoming, most of Montana. Then we have most of Minnesota that gets except for areas that get Sioux Falls, South Dakota Station, or Iowa Station, or Fargo, North Dakota Station. North Dakota Station. And then most of all Wisconsin gets it. Most of northern Michigan gets it. Not all of lower Michigan gets it. The Grand Rapids, Detroit area gets it. And areas like Santa Barbara. Or South, so not Santa Barbara, South Bend, Indiana, Toledo, Ohio Station, in Michigan did not get that. And the Chicago, the Quad Cities, Iowa, Peoria, Illinois, the Chicago, Illinois, there was a little bit of Indiana, and a little bit of Missouri. But that's it. And then it goes into the NFC South area. We have the Tampa, Orlando, Florida areas. Then we have all of North and South Carolina. Most of Georgia, except for a little bit, gets Tennessee, Florida, Panama, and then Jacksonville, Florida. We get Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and then a little bit that good. And then we have all Mississippi, a little bit of Alabama, a little bit of Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi, and Mobile. And then all Louisiana gets that game. And then it's Northern Tennessee. So all Louisiana gets that game. Jackson, Mississippi area gets a little bit of that's a Mississippi station in lower half of Mississippi in station in Alabama. And then and then it goes into a little bit of Texas. It gets a Shreveport station. And a little bit of Arkansas, Oklahoma. They get a Shreveport, Louisiana station. Nashville, Tennessee area goes into a little bit of Kentucky and Virginia. Nashville and Knoxville areas. And now goes a little bit of Alabama, and that was a little bit of Virginia. And the Memphis, Tennessee area does not get that game. Just the Nashville and Knoxville areas. And then in my giant at Las Vegas, it's just the New York City area with Albany and Hartford, Connecticut, Albany, New York City area. And then it's Reno, Nevada, and Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's it. And that is it. And then most of the country is going to see the feature game Jacksonville, Indianapolis on the Fox early, which, then Hawaii and Alaska are going to see that as well. And then we have the New England and my Jets, and that is regionalized, so it's like the NFC East view, like some of it's the they're regionalizing it based on like playoff positioning too. So Denver, for playoff positioning, they'll want to see how New England does. Denver fans, so they're gonna show that in there. A little bit of New Mexico, except for a little bit of area that gets a Texas station, and then El Paso area station. And then it goes a little bit of New Mexico. Like, a little bit like it's New Mexico station. It goes in a little bit of Arizona. Then it goes into some Wyoming. A little bit of Nebraska. Then it goes into all of New York. The Buffalo area, which makes sense. Because they want to see how they want to see how New England does. Buffalo fans. For the AFC East. And the Denver fans do for the number 1 seed. And that goes into the area for the Jets fan base, New York City, all of New York. All the Northeast. It goes into Philadelphia, Harrisburg, Scranton, Pennsylvania. And it goes into Baltimore area. I'm surprised it goes into the Philadelphia area, but and then Tampa and Miami. It goes into like Wichita Falls. And then it goes into Tulsa, Oklahoma City. It goes on the Mississippi and it's to Kansas. It's Oklahoma City. And then that is it. And then that's because it's Baker Mayfield went to Oklahoma. So that is why Oklahoma stations get Tampa Bay and Miami to him. And it's all that. It's the NFC South area. It's still, not all of it, but some of it. It's the Charlotte area, North and South Carolina, and then all of Florida except for the Jacksonville area, and all of Georgia except for the Savannah, Georgia area. And it goes in a little bit of Tennessee, and then a little bit of Alabama, like I said, and then the Nashville area, whoever gets the Nashville area station, they do not have a game because they have an agreement. They made an agreement they have a blackout in the Nashville area. So that if you in the Nashville area, you have to watch Jordan's at Tennessee. You want to watch football or in the Fox early window. Instead of just having 2 games. They reached the blackout. They reached the limit to have the blackout. Which must be like really low. They've said the blackout's like lower and lower and lower. No, people aren't going to go to that game. No, they're right. Well, because people are so tired watching the Titans, Well, then they're not. Well, just to protect that, they're not going to have a game on the Fox for the window in that area. And then we have that's Arizona. It's insane. The Baton Rouge area gets that because that's Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So Arizona, Cincinnati. That's the Cincinnati, Ohio. Ohio, Dean, Columbus, Lexington, and then Lexington, not of Kentucky, but Lexington, Kentucky, trust West Virginia. It could be Cincinnati, Bengals base, and then most Arizona, except a little bit like it's a Mexico station. And then it goes in a little bit of California. Like it has a duopoly between California and there's some people in California that Arizona station. Or the border. They're going with the Arizona station. Arizona. Maybe it's a Southern California station, but they're going with the Arizona. Without border. No, not the border. And then you have a little bit of Nevada. And then that's it. And then the CB Fox Lake Philadelphia Buffalo. That's nationally televised, so no real surprise here for the Fox. Really? Honestly, it's pretty much what I thought it would be. Maybe playoff positioning with New England and my Jets. With the Denver and Buffalo fan bases. Maybe a little bit of regionalization in the NFC. And then the Tampa game. No surprise there, it's going a little bit of not all local, but most local. And then the North Carolina, South Carolina. All Florida, not surprising, pretty much just area that Jacksonville families. I'm surprised that that's in Georgia, parts of Georgia, because the Atlanta Falcons are eliminated from playoff positioning. So I'm surprised they're not going with the feature game. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. I understand why CBS in like Minnesota area. Everyone's I'm surprised not all of them. Michigan is showing that now. A little bit like it's Pittsburgh, Cleveland. The upper half of Michigan, lower Michigan, a little tad of upper Michigan. I don't know why though, because it's South Carolina, the same Darnold. No people in Minnesota like watch Seattle because of Sam Darnold, maybe. And I know Wisconsin people are watching it because Carolina because they want to see if they do squeak in the playoff, if met with I know like Chicago Bears fan, like stuff like that. And I know like Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers fans for playoffs, if Seattle could become the 2 seed, so it does impact that for Chicago Bears fan. Yeah, and Seattle lose. Let's hope I want to see them win or lose, and it impacts a lot of the playoff race. But that's no surprise. I'm not surprised by that one. I'm surprised with that Carolina is in Georgia and Alabama. I am surprised by that though. I mean, not in Alabama. I was pretty soon into Alabama. I'm surprised it's in Georgia though. I am surprised though because of that. I'm surprised though it's in Arizona though because Arizona is eliminated from playoffs. I'm surprised it's not in all of Illinois as well, but but it is what it is. I'm surprised the Indianapolis and Cincinnati areas. And then the Miami area has this show. Imagine Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, in the Miami areas. Immediate Indianapolis, immediate Cincinnati, and the immediate Miami areas have to show that because there are home teams. They have to show that window game. So that potentially thought CBS and it gets a few viewers, But they're just showing it in the immediate in those areas, and they're only showing it for the home team areas. They're not showing it for the away team viewers. Good. And and they must have to show for the home team. They can choose to show for the away, but I don't blame them that they're not. They're just showing for the home team because they have to because it's pretty it's gonna be like 2 and 13 teams.